How you doing today, Taggers? This is Vitag. Well, we're gonna try something new. This is the first installment of QnA. Since I don't have very many subscribers, I went online, found a random question generator, and here we go. Question number 1. If you could choose any job for 1 week, what would you try? Well, let me think. I kind of like the idea of taste testing, but then again, you know, you might get some stuff in there that just won't taste very good. I also want to try to become a professional eater. I don't know exactly how you'd even go across trying to even apply for something like that. But I think that'd be kind of something that'd be kind of fun to try to do, is try to be, you know, just become a professional eater. But if, you know, if I'm only doing it for 1 week, you know, why not just go for it? Question number 2. What is your earliest memory? My very earliest memory, I'd say, kind of remember sitting in my grandparents' vehicle. It was my birthday, because I remember I had this change jar. It was hold on, this change jar, and my grandfather only gave me this change jar on my birthday. What he would do is he'd collect all this change throughout the year. All this change at the end of the day he put in this jar, and he'd give it to me on my birthday. And I don't know if this is the same memory, but I remember it was like $90, maybe even $100. And my grandmother asked him if maybe that was too much for me. Now I was, for this earliest memory, maybe I have an earlier memory, because I'm remembering some trailer park days. Yes, I grew up at a trailer park. Well, I wouldn't say necessarily grew up. I was there for maybe a month or two. But I'd say once you're, you know, if you're a little kid in a trailer park, yeah, you're growing up in a trailer park. But you know, maybe I do have earlier memories in that change jar. I don't have any memories of me crawling. Oh, wait a minute. Earliest memory? Okay. Sorry. I was in this baby stroller. It was during the dead of winter. This is where we were living in the trailer park at the time. My mom was taking me over to my grandparents' house. And my mom, to get out of this trailer park, you had to go up through these woods. It was like a shortcut. But anyways, my mom forgot something back in the trailer. Left me in that area. When she got back, I had somehow gotten out of my stroller, and I was down the path. But the one thing my mom still doesn't know, and I vaguely don't remember this at all either, how I even got out of that stroller. I was in a snowsuit. Now, if you guys have ever seen the movie A Christmas Story, where Randy is in that snowsuit with his arms out like this, that's pretty much what I look like. How I managed to unbuckle myself and get out, don't know. But that is my earliest memory. Question number 3. What is the best piece of advice you had ever received? Never give up, never surrender. That quote is from Galaxy Quest, starring Tim Allen. I guess that message wasn't directly towards me, but it actually is the best piece of advice I have ever even received off of a television show or a movie. Basically, how I took that advice is I am a very stubborn person. If somebody tells me I cannot do something, I will make sure I am able to do it, no matter what. Hell, I think that's the reason why I'm still married. Because people kept telling me in the beginning, oh, you won't make it. Going on 8 years of marriage. Boy, life is good, isn't it? Question number 4. What is your favorite day of the week? Well, come on, Friday. Friday is my favorite day. Though Thursdays are kind of becoming one of my favorite because that's when I get Taco Bell. Yes, there are certain days where I get certain kinds of food, but kind of helps me get through the week. You know, where I have certain I eat certain things on certain days. But Friday, of course, it starts the weekend. I think that would be everybody's favorite day, wouldn't it? Question number 5. What drink do you normally order with your food? Well, I guess that really depends on where I'm eating. Mountain Dew, that's one of my favorite drinks. But if I'm ordering Taco Bell, I get the Baja Blast. Question number 6. What's the worst thing about your gender? Well, what's the worst thing? I was gonna go dirty about it. I was gonna say the spontaneous boners. Sorry for anybody who is offended by that. But if we're really gonna go deep into that question, I would say it's the what do you call it, the gender inequality. If that's what we want to call it. It's the notion that guys are stronger than women, which I guess probably would be the norm. But the thing is, we're gonna go with this. The worst thing about I know I keep repeating that same thing. It's hard for me to kind of think, but I say the worst thing is women use that to their advantage. That men are stronger, where they could just sit there. Sorry. They could sit there and beat on a man, and the second that a man raises his hand to a woman, they claim that I can't even think of what I'm even trying to say right now. They claim that men are not supposed to hit women. The man is now a woman beater, and if the police ever do show up for anything on that domestic call, even if the woman was relentlessly beating on the man, and the man raised his hand in defense, the man is now whisked away. It may not be the true case for domestic for all domestic cases. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are guys out there who do get their jollies out of just slapping the hell out of a woman. But from what I have seen, is that women do use that to their advantage. That men cannot raise their hands back. That would be the thing that I consider to be the worst thing about my gender. Is the unfairness. Video for another time would be again on that gender unfairness. Just so you guys know, I was once arrested. Different video for another time. But yes, if you guys are interested in knowing about that, I will make a video dedication about it. Question number 7. What would you be doing if you were not here right now? I don't even know what that question even means. What would I be doing if I wasn't here right now? Like, if I wasn't here presently, like if I was somewhere else? I don't know, sleeping? That's one of my favorite things to do, I guess, is sleep. I just got done eating, so I am starting to feel tired. I don't know if anybody else has that. I think it's a common thing where you get tired after you eat. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I am actually coming down from a cold. It came up a couple days ago, and I think it was yesterday. Anyways. Got back from my grandparents' house. I try to visit them once a week. It's actually been about a week and a half. What would I be doing if I wasn't here right now? That question kind of seems to me like, what was I doing yesterday, maybe? I'm really not understanding this particular question. Eating, sleeping, I don't know. What would I be doing if I wasn't here right now? This question is really confusing me. Watching TV. You know what? There you go. That's the best answer I actually have for this. Because I don't do daily uploads. which I probably should get back to doing. I know I don't do that. But there you go. If I wasn't uploading this video right here, I would, yes, be watching television. There. I don't know why that answer was so difficult for me. See, if I start getting the daily uploads around this time, then I can't use that answer anymore. But yeah, if I'm not filming, I am usually just watching television. I have no other hobby other than that. I used to try to figure out pick 3 numbers. It's in Iowa only. Well, I shouldn't say that. Pick 3 is a lottery, but it's not. It's a sort of like a multi-state thing. Like every state has their own pick 3 system, but not all the numbers are the same for every state. Like the Powerball or Mega Millions are. I got like 3 or 4 notebooks going, and I could probably win like 2 or 3 times a week if I had the time and the money to get, like, say 50 or maybe even 75 different number combinations. But the thing is, only 50 cents per. But the thing is, for me to get, to win, I'd have to spend like, say, 30. What's half of 75? $37.50 every 4 days. So I spent like $150, but I could win 300, so it's a $150 profit. But don't really got the money to spend $150 willingly, whimsically. No, what's up? I keep trying to use all these big words for you guys, and I don't know why. Like, all these words are up in my head, but I'm too tired to even think about them. Question number 8: if you could eat only one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be? I used to say pizza, and I do order pizza a couple times a week. But because I eat so much pizza, I actually prefer cheeseburgers now. I guess that also depends too on where you get the cheeseburgers from. I'd say the best burger I've ever had is Checkers. No, wait, let me think. Checkers is the best French fries. Sorry. What was the best burger I've ever had? Wendy's. Wendy's is good. But if you guys are ever around, say, Bettendorf, Scrub Pub. It's a laundromat, but they got the best burgers at least I've ever had. It's a greaseless method on how they cook it, but it does taste good. Get it with cheese, it's awesome. Question number 9: if you could choose to have any useless superpower, what would you pick? Well, it has to be useless, huh? I know a good superpower I would choose to have, but it has to be useless. Everybody has hindsight, so that wouldn't be a superpower. It couldn't be Captain Obvious. Captain Hindsight. Captain Obvious is another good useless power. I don't know. I think a useless superpower would be to be able to see ahead or behind 5 seconds. If you choose 10 seconds, you wouldn't, well, let me think. Well, I guess it wouldn't really be useless because, say, if you were T-boned in a car accident. Yeah, sorry, I had lettuce. If you were about to get T-boned in an accident, and you would know 5 seconds. Did I say 5 seconds in the past? Oh my goodness, so tired I am. If you can see ahead 5 seconds, you might be able to know, stop, or don't go. Stop and don't go is the same thing, I guess. But yeah, I guess that wouldn't still be useless. What would be a useless superpower? Tell me in the comments what you guys would think a useless superpower would be. Because I can't honestly think of anything that would really be useless. I mean, doesn't that kind of contradict itself? As a superpower is something that's super, which is something that's good, but it's useless. I don't know. Oh, Kind of reminds me of the Family Guy where Meg was able to grow her fingernails. I mean, I don't know. Uh, I mean, I guess that is where you could just grow your fingernails. I guess that would be a useless superpower, but the thing is, I'm not a girl, so I guess that'd be really useless for me since I'm a guy. Question number 10. How have you changed since you were younger? Well, I mean, I guess I could look at that question in a many various ways. Um, I mean, are we looking at seconds? Because I am now older than I was when I first asked myself that question. But that's just getting technical. I'm pretty sure I know what this. I'm pretty sure the question actually means when you're younger as an age. You know, like 10, 20 years ago. But let me go with this one. 10 years ago, okay? 10. This would be easy for anybody to do, try to think, okay, what was I doing 10 years ago in case I have a younger audience. 10. We'll just go with 10 years ago. How was I different? Okay, I dropped out in January of 2007. Yes, I am a high school dropout. Thing was, I went through the 10th grade, got held back, went through the 10th grade again, and somebody pulled me. I remember it was like a teacher or somebody pulled me aside. No, I'm sorry, it was a counselor. Counselor pulled me aside, told me that I'm going to be retaking the 10th grade again next year. That wasn't the bad thing about that. That wasn't my reason. It was one of my reasons, but not the main reason. But anyways, I did drop out. Had this whole idea that, oh, I'm going to make it big on YouTube. Well, I made a YouTube account, though, in April, I think. April? Or March. God, I can't really remember when I made this YouTube channel. Anyways, I know my channel is now a little over 10 years old. Well, I guess that would have been good for me to make a video on 10 years on YouTube. You guys wouldn't know it's been 10 years on YouTube, though, because of all the lack of subscribers that I have. I mean, I do appreciate every single one that I have. But, you know, usually when people are on YouTube for 10 years, they have a higher base. That's because I haven't uploaded. I don't upload as much. But how have I changed? Well, like I mentioned earlier, I've been married for 8 years, so that's something. I got married. See, I did lose weight at one point. I was 280 in high school. When I dropped out, I went up to 330 at my highest. That was because I maintained at 280 all the way through high school because I was walking to school and I was participating in gym class a lot, you know, running and vigorous walking. Let me think. Let me think. But as soon as I dropped out, I stayed home and I ballooned up over 300. Like I said, I was my highest at 330. Lost. I started losing weight in the summer of 2008. Got down to 290. I met Kim, and at the time she didn't want to be with me because I was overweight. I went through a severe depression, so I lost even more weight because I was hardly eating. I walked a lot. March 2009, I got back with her, and during the summer I got down to 220. She saw there was a weight difference, stayed with me. I'm not going to go through all the details of what happened, but it wasn't entirely all her of why we separated. And separated again during the summer of 2009. Like I said, I'm not going to go into detail. I'm trying to maintain friendliness with certain people. If they ever see this, that's on them. But by the time that we got married, in October of 2009, I was down to 190, between 180 and 190. That was my lowest, and I ballooned up again. That's the thing though. I mean, once I was happy again, I started eating again. So that's the one downfall though about, I guess, me being happy is that I eat. Oh, sorry. That was entirely irrelevant to the whole question. How am I different now between now and 10 years ago? I was naive. I'm not gonna lie. 10 years ago, I was trying to write movie scripts to make it big in Hollywood. I thought to myself I could make $50,000 per movie script. I don't know if that's the actual going rate to write a movie script. I had this cool idea about combining, like, say, like 10, 20 different movies together. The script actually turned out to be over like 3 hours long, maybe even 4. I never read all the way through, so I could never really accurately time it. But then I realized, oh, that's a big plagiarism thing. But it was sort of, I was kind of basing this whole entire thing off of like the scary movie movies, where you take like one main movie, the character does this, and it kind of segues off into a whole bunch of different things that's going on. All I remember from this movie, I still got it on a flash drive, but I basically remember from this movie was that this character is 15 years old. Even though back at the time I was writing it, I was 17. Anyway, his character was 15 years old. He has a daughter, 5 years old. He's married. And it was kind of like this whole type of thing going off like a Matrix type deal. But I was calling it the program, where it's like a big floppy disk. Yes, floppy disk did exist way back when. And that's basically all it was supposed to be, was this Matrix thing is involved in a floppy disk. One of the bad guys is like a Terminator, except his name is the Denominator, and and I never got anything into the actual virtual world, but the whole outside world is I was contracted to be some sort of like a hitman, and I was making $50,000 a year, hence why I was thinking $50,000 for movie scripts, and I was getting paid daily in increments of like $2,000. I can't remember how much it actually was when I did the actual calculations, but I was getting paid cash. Like I said, I don't remember everything off this whole thing, but it was really awesome. To me it was, and I wrote that movie script every single day up until, I think the last thing I even wrote in there was during the summer. But yeah, it was just amazing time for me. I would wake up. I didn't have a job just yet, but I was just living off the whole idea. I'm finally done with school, 7-day weekends. I wasn't drinking or doing anything, but it was just, I liked the idea of having 7-day weekends. My grandfather didn't like the idea too much, but I just wanted a little mini vacation before I started actually looking for a job. But I did create my YouTube thing at that time. I was doing daily uploads. I deleted everything off of there. I was actually making rap hip hop videos. I did remixes. I did remix videos with audio things. I remember this one I did was Jaquan Tipsy that was the acapella, and I flipped it over on 50 Cent in the club instrumental. I had like a bunch. I remember had like a bunch of different audio clips that I would run through there, and it actually did sound perfect. And that was another thing too. I thought I would be big into doing was making remix songs for the radio. But like I said, I had a bunch of these small little pipe dreams that they never really panned out to anything at all, except me just uploading them to YouTube. I also wanted to be a rapper way back when. That kind of changed. But yeah, I wanted to become a rapper. I thought I would make it big by the year 2008. Y'all heard of me yet? Really? Have y'all heard of me yet? I know this is becoming a very long answer. Just this is really something that's on the top of my head right now because I'm talking. I like to converse a lot. I talk a lot too. I don't talk very much out socially, so this is my way of being social. Sorry. There's three dreams I had. Oh, win the lottery. Was writing movie scripts, being a rapper, and winning the lottery. And I remember I would stay up all night. I would actually pull all nighters. I had a system for the Powerball. The system never worked, but I had a system in my head, and I always thought it would. My grandfather does not remember it, but he was the one that got me into the idea about winning the Powerball. Because one day when I went downstairs and he just got off work, he had printed off all the winning results of the Powerball back when, because it was 2007. And the lottery was announced 10 years prior, so this is just 10 years worth, so there's 1,040 drawing results. And I remember the pages were about that, it was about that thick worth of papers, and he was highlighting that the previous drawing date, let's just say, for example, it was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He was highlighting all those numbers, and he was trying to see when the next time that they were going, like the, he was trying to see, the frequency of those numbers, and how it all came to where all five hit at the same time. And he went through the whole entire 1,000 results. And he had that page there. He wouldn't work on it constantly. He would just, when he'd get home, highlight a few numbers, set the thing down, go look on the computer, take a nap, whatever. Well, after about, I'd say a week, the papers were gone. And I asked him about it. I asked him where they were, and he said he threw it away. He said that there was no frequency, the numbers were all random. Well, I felt bad because, he wasted a week. He didn't waste a whole week. He didn't devote his life to it, but I felt bad. I thought, dang, maybe I could see something he's not seeing. Well, I went through, and I thought at first that the numbers were repeating themselves because I would see 2 or 3 numbers every so often. I think, I thought, oh, I saw that before. So I put all the numbers in order. They never once repeated themselves, and I thought, well, that's silly because there's millions of combinations. Why would 1,000 combinations not be repeating themselves? But during this time, I did not have a flash drive, so I would spend all night trying to put things in order as fast as I could. Then I'd have to shut my computer down for after that, so that it wouldn't overheat. At night after night, I do the same thing. I try to figure out what the numbers would be if the beginning number was 1, what the combination would be if there was a certain number of 59 in there. I also tried finding, frequencies where there was a certain number hadn't hit for a while, and what numbers hadn't hit with those numbers for a while, trying to figure it out that way. And one time I thought, oh, geez, that does work. So I gave the numbers to my grandfather for him to play. None of the numbers ever showed up, ever, and I played the same numbers for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks in a row. Never did show up. I stopped playing, and they still never showed up, so it's not like we missed our chance of being, millionaires. Hi. Stop. Hi. I guess he's telling me I need to wrap this up. I'm sorry. But yeah, 10 years ago, that was my 3 main dreams. I know this has been a very, very long answer. I probably could have made a whole segment out of just that one question. Like I said, we had Taco Bell today. One of the questions was, what do I order? A Baja Blast. That is very good. But I sometimes miss that, 10 years ago thing. I do tell Kim about that every once in a while. I sometimes wish I can go back 10 years. It's not so I could avoid her. I think that's probably the reason why she gets pissed off sometimes. but she doesn't seem very pissed at the moment. It's like, oh, she almost understands, and I always tell her, I said, I wouldn't change what we got going at all. I don't, I would make sure to know that me and her would, find our ways, back to each other. I would, try to remember everything that I did prior to meeting her. Um, just sometimes I want to go back, 10 years. You know, I just, some days want to wake up and just, you know, work on the latest remix video that I was doing. Maybe, not delete any of those videos. Just keep going and doing that, trying to make those dreams happen. Maybe I would just get 1, 2, 10 views on a video. But I do because I wouldn't change anything I got going right now. My life is pretty good. My life is better than most others. My life isn't as great as some. But my life is most definitely better than some. I got stuff going. There's people out there who's lost everything. There's people up in there in prison. There's people out there who lost a loved one. I got all this going on for me. I wouldn't change anything. I got lights. It's warm outside. I got the air kicked on right now. It's life is pretty good. I even got a little one right here. That loves me dearly, and I don't know why, because I'm the one that gets after him when he does things wrong. But yeah, this is a video for another day. How we got this cat right here. A little pride and joy of mine. A little bundle of fluff. A little energy ball of fluff that he is. But yeah. Well, this has been a really long answer. I can't wait to see how long this answer actually took. I'll do this once a week, question and answer type thing. If you guys have any questions for me, I could answer those. I want to answer 10 questions a week. I'll do this whole website thing, to make up all 10. If I don't get 10, comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.